was first announced, like in the news, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, announced to the country that we were going to go into a national lockdown. He just knew that it was going to get worse before it got better. And I thought, I'm going to challenge myself to document my experience during this pandemic. I thought to myself, there's got to be some way of keeping a record of what I'm doing, like a journal, I guess. But also as a film student, I thought there's got to be ways of challenging myself, especially with a lack of getting out and doing actual filming, photography. There needed to be something I could do from home. So I found this old phone in one of my drawers from 2012. It had a really bad camera and it wasn't anything special. So I remember every day, whatever I was doing, I would bring this little phone with me and just record a bit and capture life that I was living at that time. It was definitely very valuable. I knew that there were many things in my house that needed fixing. They could be done up. It would be better if something was done there. And I wrote these all on a list, and one of the items on that list was the garden. And I decided to keep this very vague, because I know that if I went into detail and ticked them all off, I'd be disappointed by the results. If I just say that the garden needs doing, I can work at my own pace, and however far I get, at least I did something worthwhile. I probably invested about 70% of my time in the lockdown just to the garden, getting things done, making sure that in my head I was preparing for winter. So that was part of my main focus. It's when I was working out in the front garden, it was so nice when neighbours were walking past and they could see the progress every day as you were working, and you'd get some and they'd stop and they'd say, "Oh, you've done a lot today," or "Cool, if I remember this from last week, it looks nothing like it does now." It gave me more perseverance to make the idea in my head come to life, because I knew what I wanted. It was just about executing it. And once it had been done and you could see everything complete, and the neighbours that had been along the journey for this entire time, it was nice that it paid off and they could see what's changed, and now we can enjoy the space that we've got. We got about 2 weeks in and already I was starting to struggle just being on my own. Of course I had family living with me, but being able to see friends and socialise, that was really important to me, and it's something that I wasn't able to get. So a small group of friends, we came together and we decided that we'd just jump on a Zoom call. Because everyone was talking about Zoom, we thought we'd join in. We'd jump in on one of these calls, and we enjoyed it so much the first week that every Monday we'd get together and it would just be an escape from the sad times that we were facing. So every Monday we'd have the Zoom call and it would just be a getaway from the sad reality that was life at the time. I heard about Joe Wicks on the news and what he was doing about keeping fitness going for younger children. And I discovered that one of my friends who works at a gym, he was doing these classes online, also through Zoom. I'm not a very fitness orientated person. I don't go to the gym, I don't run, I don't work out at home. And I thought, I'll challenge myself and join this online class. And I realized that it was really beneficial to me to have this commitment every morning at 9 AM to get out and do a workout. Something that I wouldn't have imagined doing. Sometimes we would have days out where we'd go to the local forest and we'd just spend the day walking around, enjoying the nature, and It was really nice to get out and do something, especially where the only other place you'd go was the shop for the essentials. We did that a few times during the lockdown, and it was just a nice escape during the week. I managed to get out quite a lot, even without the family, and go like cycling at obviously the 2-meter distance that we had to keep apart, but cycling with friends and going on walks. It was really nice to be able to see them in person again. Of course, we had some off days and some times where I'd just wake up at unreasonable times during the day, but I think it was important to take care of yourself as well. And to have an off day if it's what you need. I think many people did struggle keeping to a routine because nothing was keeping you from not doing anything all day. Nothing was stopping you from not leaving your bed, from not eating a proper meal. Nothing was stopping you. So I think a lot of people did suffer, and it was tough for them. I'm very fortunate because my mum, she loves to cook, and she's got such a variety of cuisine. She loves to cook anything from European, continental, Asian dishes, African cuisine, anything. So every night we'd have an international evening and we'd sit in the garden. We'd have Greek week where we'd have different dishes from Greece and Cyprus, and we just keep the thing going as long as we could, with different countries, different nationalities, and just making light of the situation we had and just making it enjoyable where we could. I know the footage isn't fantastic, and that wasn't my intention anyway. I know that if I wanted to make a high-end production, I would have done it differently. I just wanted to show what is possible. After about 4 days, I built up all of this footage, and I thought maybe I should keep a vlog or a video journal. So I jumped on my computer and I started editing these things together. And the contrast of working with a fairly high-end machine to edit together this poor footage into something that was quite enjoyable to watch. I'm not sure if using the device that I did makes it look as if something was done. I just wanted to show that it was possible to create something on a very small budget. It was fantastic. During these 5 months, I believe I made 8 of these little vlogs, which were just capturing a week in the life of someone in lockdown. It was a massive relief when we were able to enjoy the fruits of our labour. I was really happy with the results when I'd finished all of the back garden and it was announced that we could have 6 people together. We had barbecues with neighbours, we had friends around. All the work that I'd put in this time, it had finally paid off and I was able to share it with others. It was a massive relief, as well as just making it all so much more worthwhile. And I'm so glad that I stuck in the time that I had. My name is Sidney Gumbo, and I really enjoyed lockdown.